The Iran-America-Israel war has reached a critical point. I've never seen Donald Trump so angry like this. We're going to talk about it, how it's going to affect NATO and American relationship with allies. Then we're going to also talk about how I think America invested trillions of dollars in facilities that it is not even able to use now, how America miscalculated. We're talking of decades of miscalculation by different administration, not only Trump, but different administration of the American government. Okay, now Trump has been asking allies to join him to send a multinational force help to open the Strait of Hormuz, but the response from his allies has been very cold and disappointing, and I'm sure it just fell short of a no, but it's a no. Now, today Trump has released two mini statements on his Truth Social network. I'll read them. I will not mention everything, and I will not even post them here because some of the language used there is very tough, which I don't support on this channel. Okay, so let me read one now. I'm reading on the Truth Social. This is a statement from Donald Trump. He says, "Remember, for all of those absolutely FOOLs, you know what he's talking about, out there. Iran is considered by everyone to be the #1 state sponsor of terror. We are rapidly putting them out of business." I'll go to the second one. I'm reading. He said, that's Trump on the Truth Social. "I wonder what would happen if we finish off what is left of the Iranian terror state and let the countries that use it. We don't be responsible for the so-called strait. That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast." President Donald Trump, that's what he said. Now, the Finnish president has come up with a strange proposal, which I don't know if it will work but it sounds some sort of funny. He said, if Trump wants allies or to send troops to the open Strait of Hormuz, they are willing, or they will consider it, on condition that Trump gives Ukraine everything it needs to force an acceptable agreement or deal with Russia. Will Trump fall for it? Because right now, Putin is a winner. The price of oil has gone up, and more oil sanctions are being released from Russia, which means Putin is making a lot of money for his war machine. So he can prolong this war. As long as the money is flowing, he's got the cash to buy weapons for the war and to support the domestic economy. Okay, so let's look at it. I think the Finnish president's idea might solve two wars at once, because if the European allies send their troops to force open the Strait of Hormuz, oil will start flowing again. And once the oil starts flowing, sanctions will be put back on Russia. Russia will stop selling oil, and also the oil price will drop. At the same time, because Trump has agreed to give Ukraine everything that it needs At the same time, because Trump, has agreed to give Ukraine everything it needs on the battlefield to force an acceptable deal with Putin, Ukraine will have enough, or will negotiate from the position of strength. So this deal might strengthen Ukraine and weaken Putin at the same time. I'm just assuming. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Okay. And the other thing we want to talk about is I think America now, it's time for them to re-examine their policies and their investments with regards to the military infrastructures. Because America, for decades, spent trillions of dollars constructing military bases in the Middle East, all over the Middle East and Europe, all over the world, hoping that they'll be able to use them on a rainy day. But look at what happened now. All of them, I think, except Israel, has given them permission to use those military facilities for attack. So what was the purpose? Because I thought those facilities would have been necessary now, could have even make their work easier now, because I'm told that America now had to delay this attack by 4 days. America now is taking actually longer routes to reach Iran, which adds up to the cost of this war. America is relying more heavily now on our aircraft carriers because the allies or the neighboring countries where they could bases, even some of the European countries where the Americans invested in the military infrastructure, are not letting them use those infrastructures. So I think it's time for America to evaluate its relationship with these countries and its military plans. If I was to advise America, I would say, you know what, build more aircraft carrier, bigger and better aircraft carrier. Don't rebuild those infrastructures that Iran has destroyed. Leave them like that. Get out of the Middle East, because those bases, those military infrastructures are just as useless. What's the use having a massive base in Turkey, but Turkey can't use it? You can't allow you to use it. What's the use having a massive base in Qatar and other countries, but you can't use it? You put trillions of dollars in there, but you can't use it. So it's time for America to wake up. Also, I think NATO, we might see the end of NATO, because NATO is America. And the credit should go to Donald Trump. NATO is alive now because Donald Trump forced most of NATO members to make at least 5% of the GDP, to make a 5% contribution of their GDP, because most of them were putting 2% or something like that. NATO was weak. NATO was America. Even now, NATO is America. And with the disappointment that Donald Trump has now, I don't see the future for NATO. These other NATO members, it's time now to look for alternative, because it looks like national interest comes first for most NATO. If there's one thing this country, conflict has revealed, is that most countries are putting national interest first than international interest. That's what I've seen. Domestic politics are more important also than the international interest. So we might see a weakened NATO. It may not close, it may not end, but we might see a weakened NATO at the end of this whole conflict.